Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss this problem, image smoother from Leetcode. So first of all, let's have a look at the problem statement. An image smoother is a filter of size 3 cross 3 that can be applied to each cell of an image by rounding down the average of the cell and the 8 surrounding cell, that is the average of the 9 cell in the blue smoother. Okay. If one or more of the surrounding cells of a cell is not present, we do not consider it in the average. Okay, that is the example of this red smoother. Now, what we have to do is, given this m cross an integer matrix img, so the name of this given input matrix is img, representing the grayscale of an image, we have to return the image after applying the smoother on each cell of it. First of all, let me explain you this question in simple terms. What they are trying to say is, you are given with one 3 cross 3 filter. You are given with one 3 cross 3 filter and you have to apply this 3 cross 3 filter on each and every element present in this matrix one by one. So first of all, you will be applying this 3 cross 3 filter on this first element, then second, third and so on up till the end of this matrix. So you will be applying this filter on each and every element, and after applying this filter, what you are going to do is you are going to calculate some average value, and after you calculate this average value, you will be putting that average value in the same place. That is, let's say if we are considering any arbitrary position inside this matrix, let's say I comma j, and for that we are applying this filter. So after applying this filter, you will calculate some average value, and that average value we will be again putting in that same position, that is I comma j position in my resultant matrix. And before putting this average value, one more thing is mentioned in this question, that since you are going to take an average value, you will get something like this. Let's say for example, you are getting some value of this average as 3.6. So you have to round down this value. So after rounding it down, the value will become 3. Let's say you are getting this average as 3.9. So again, you have to round down this value. So this 3.9 value will again become 3. So after rounding it down, you have to put that average value at the same location I comma j that you have taken into consideration from this input image. So I hope the question is clear to you. Now there is one thing that you have to be careful about, and most of the peoples have downvoted this question due to one simple missing information which is not there in this problem statement. So there is one simple thing which is missing in this problem statement, or else it could have been more clear to each and everyone. And that simple thing is, whenever you are applying this 3 cross 3 filter and whenever you are taking this average, so the process of taking this average, you have to be very careful while doing this thing. So how you will be taking this average? So whenever you apply this filter on any element, then you will check the elements the elements that are covered the elements that are covered by this filter and are also present inside the matrix img. So you can take the element, it means the element is only valid to take consider in the average if and only if that element is covered by this filter and that same element is also present inside this image matrix. For example, let's take this element, that is 25, and if we try to apply this 3 cross 3 filter on it, then you can observe over here that how many elements are there which are present inside the matrix as well as covered by this filter. So you will say the element 19, the element 20, 24 and 25. These are the only valid elements that we can take, because these are the only 4 elements which are being covered by this filter and are also present inside the matrix. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 elements, or I can say the 5 position more present in this filter which is covered by this filter, but this all this 5 position is present outside the matrix. So therefore these are the invalid position, and you won't be taking this into consideration while calculating the average. And hence, if I tell you to replace this value of 25 after applying this filter, then how you will do it? What you will do is, we'll calculate the first of all sum of all the valid elements. So for this, the number of valid elements are 4 only, as I have explained you. So I will take summation of 19 plus 20 plus 24 and plus 25, and after that I will divide this sum, whatever I will be getting after summation of this 4 element, I will divide this sum by the number of, or I can say the count of valid elements only. Okay, after count of valid elements only, and to round this value down, I will take floor of whatever I am getting over here. Okay, so in this manner, I will be calculating the average, and I will be putting this calculated average at the same I comma j location in my resultant matrix that I have to return. So this is what they are asking from you. We will directly have a look at the code, and from code only you will be able to grasp how we are moving. Now let's have a look at the code. So first of all, in the code you can see that I have made two variables, that is row and col. So these two variables, row and col, will be storing the total number of rows and columns which are present in my input matrix, that is img, that is being stored in this two variable. And after that, I have declared and initialized one vector of int, that is smooth underscore img. So this is my resultant matrix that I am going to return at the end of the day after doing the operations. And in this smooth image, the dimension of this my resultant matrix will be equal to my input matrix only. That's why you can see over here that I have initialized this smooth img with the same row and column as I have calculated for the my input matrix, and initially all the elements of this resultant matrix will be equal to 0, and after as I will move from each and every element of this input matrix, I will be calculating average for each and every cell, and I will be updating it over here at that particular I comma j location in my resultant matrix. And after that, you can see over here is that I have declared one vector of pair, and that is for the 8 directions that I can move. So in 8 directions, you can see, for example, I am at this element, that is element 7. There are total 8 directions in which I can move after applying this filter. So those 8 direction is, first one is upward, then downwards, then leftwards, rightwards, then diagonally right upwards, diagonally right downwards, diagonally left upwards, and diagonally left downwards. So these are the total 8 directions in which I can move after applying this filter to any of the cell. So hence I have stored this all the directions, that is the I comma j locations in which I can move standing at any particular location in this vector of pair. After that, I am moving through each and every element of this input matrix img. So I am moving through each and every element, and for each and every element, I am initializing my sum with that particular element which is currently under the consideration. And after that, I will be moving in all the 8 direction of that particular element. And first of all, I will check if I am moving in that particular direction, is it possible to move in that direction? What do I mean by is it possible or not? Let's say if you are able, let's say here in this case, that is in 25, if you are moving in rightwards, it is not possible, because if you are moving in this position, this I comma j position, that is on the rightward, it is outside the matrix, so you can't move. This is an invalid movement. So hence, for each and every movement, I will check if it is possible or not. If that particular row in which I want to move, if that is greater than or equal to 0 and less than the total number of rows, and the column of that particular position is also greater than or equal to 0, and it is less than total number of columns present, then I will be returning true. It means it is a valid position, and take it in the sum and increment this count. Now what this count is signifying? So this count is signifying the total number of valid elements which is present inside the matrix. It means that the total number of valid elements are the elements that are covered by this matrix as well as they are present inside the matrix. So this is what this count variable is doing. And after that, for each and every element, once I have the sum of all the valid elements, I will be dividing it by the total number of count of valid elements in order to calculate the average. And since I have to round it down as per the question, I will be using floor in order to round it down. And after that, I will store it in my variable average. And what I will do is at the same I comma j location at which I am currently present, at that same location in my resultant matrix, that is smooth underscore img, I will be putting this calculated average. And I will do this thing for each and every element present in this matrix. And at the end of the day, I will be returning my resultant matrix, that is smooth underscore img. So now let's try to submit this solution. Okay, so yeah, it is accepted. So yeah, that was it. That was the simple solution. I hope you guys have understood it. Still, if you have any type of query, you can ask me in the comment section, or I will see you in the next one.